Guys, I can't make this up. I walked into the office, maybe 5 hours ago, 6 hours ago, maybe even 6 hours ago. I had all the intentions of shooting a new car review today, and that's not what happened. I ended up wrenching on something that I've been wanting to wrench on for a long time, and I just got in the zone and knocked it out. I can't wait to show you guys. What is up, guys? My name is Mark Santamaria. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RC vlog. Guys, I have a reveal for you guys. If you watch my other channel, you know that I busted out one of my Promotos. I was waiting for a part to start doing a Promoto like ultimate or upgrade or hop up video. The purpose of that video was to talk about why it's important to hop up your RC cars, because you learn so much about it. And I learned so much about my Promoto. If you're wondering which Promoto I upgraded, it wasn't my Supermoto because I love my Supermoto. It was the blue one. Here are the plastic pieces. I changed the plastic. You guys probably already know what color I changed the plastic to. And then I did take off the beautiful Pro Spec wheels because these are motocross wheels. And my suspicion is because these wheels are bigger is why it didn't handle, do wheelies, and do everything as good as the Supermoto. So you know what, I'm talking too much. Let me just show you the bike because whew, it is so good. Holy smokes, guys, she turned out so good. Look at how sweet it looks. Okay, I'll admit, if I could have done it over again, I probably would have got the black and gray jersey. I thought with a little bit of pink hints, it would match with the pink plastic. It does, but the black and gray jersey might have looked cool, but it still looks cool. But I learned so much about this bike whenever I did this build. It was so much fun. I enjoyed it so much. I mean, I got in the zone and I couldn't stop. Essentially changing out the plastics, I got to see everything under the skin of the Promoto, which I learned a lot. All these plastics are pretty much only held on by 2 screws. Each panel is held on by 2 screws, which is okay because it's not really heavy. Now, I did go with the Supermoto look, so I got the smaller front fender. There is a longer front fender. I didn't put it on. The smaller front fender doesn't come with stickers though, but it still looks super freaking cool. That was probably the part that took the longest, was me getting all the stickers on the fender pieces or the plastic pieces, and then basically cutting out these holes for the screws. Now, there was one other part that took me a long time I'm going to get to, but basically I did everything Proline. I did all Proline upgrades. I put these tires on it. I saw a gentleman running these tires, my buddy Billy Mac. He runs these tires on dirt oval, and I really like them because they look very hybrid. It looks like you can run it off-road if you go off-road, but it looks like it'll be nice and smooth for an on-road tire. Now you can see this is the front tire on the Supermoto. This is basically a Supermoto front tire. Look at the size difference on the motocross tire, the MX. So the tires are significantly smaller. The rear tire is pretty much the same. Let me see if I can get it side by side here. Yeah, the rear tire is pretty much the same, but the front tire is significantly smaller. Now, I do have the beautiful Pro Spec wheels. These are the black with the gold centers. And this piece right here, guys, this is probably the coolest upgrade ever. This is the front brake caliper. Now, this was the piece that I was waiting for because they were back ordered for a while and they finally came in, but this was definitely the hardest piece to install. Now, the biggest problem with installing this front brake caliper is, see how there's barely any clearance between the wheel and the caliper? On the motocross wheel, you could kind of just finagle sliding the rotor into the caliper. However, this, it was hard. You basically had to take the rotor off, put the rotor in the caliper, and then screw the rotor on. It was a pain in the butt. Getting it in general is tough because the brake pads have a tendency to close, and these are metal brake pads. Whenever you try to put the rotor in, it gets stuck. So basically what I do, which it worked for me, is I put a piece of paper in the middle of the brake pads to basically spread the brake pads. And then whenever I slid the caliper in, it pushed it through. But this took me almost maybe 30 minutes to get in there correctly. After I adjusted it, because the Supermoto I feel like is better because it has a better like front brake. This is obviously a good front brake, but I had to adjust the front brakes. That way I felt like it would stop more, because right out of the package. It barely had any front brake. So we adjusted it. I adjusted the brakes, got everything loaded in there. These rotors are different rotors. These are the Holy rotors. I don't know if that's what they call it, but they have a whole bunch of holes in it. Look how cool that looks. This is the stock rotor. This is the upgraded rotor. You can see the difference there, but super freaking cool. I'm glad once I got this front part on, I was like, okay, the rear should be easy, and the rear was easy. There is the beautiful Pro Spec wheel in the rear. Now, what's weird is this rotor is upgraded too. There's not actually a brake rotor because the motor stops the rear wheel. So that's there just for aesthetic reasons. These tires did have to be mounted. Okay, so this is what I learned, and I could be wrong, but on Promoto tires, the V1 tires are smaller, so you can mount it on a Supermoto. So these are V1 tires. I did have to glue them on there, no problem. It's not hard to glue the tires on so long as you get the right ones. If you get V2s and you try to mount a V2 on that front bead, you might have to squeeze it down. I don't even know if it'll mount. You probably could make it mount, but it'd be difficult. But I love the wheels and tire package. The fact that it matches that rotor, oh my God, looks so good. I put these Supermoto lean bar wheels on, so these are smaller. The old ones were much bigger. Here, I think I got one here. This is the old one. Kind of looks cheesy. This is what comes on the Supermoto. Now, the Supermoto also has higher foot pegs, which I did put the higher foot pegs. Huge shout out to Promoto MX. A buddy of mine on Instagram, I think his name on Instagram and Facebook is Losi Promoto MX. He gave me these pegs, and basically it lifts the rider up, his feet up, so he can have more lean. And then with the lean bars and those smaller lean wheels, it should be just like a Supermoto. Now, one thing I did learn when I did this was about the kind of the anatomy of this driver. It goes on and off really, really easy. Basically, there's a body clip that holds this top part on through a pin. You pull this pin out, and then there's just this little nut that you do like a half turn. You can lift this up, and then the whole bottom part comes out. No tools needed. You get the rider off really easy. I guess if you wanted to get them off the handlebars, you got to do something, but super easy to get the rider off. I did find out that my rider had a broken leg. You can kind of see it in there where I fixed his leg. I glued his leg back together. That should hold just fine. I just use CA glue, so. But guys, I am so blown away about this build. I mean, it was so much fun. I love the Promotos, and I think I prefer the Supermoto a little bit more. So now I have like a Supermoto kind of hybrid bike. Oh my God, guys, that thing looks so freaking good. I'm ready to go ripping. All right, guys, I'd be lying to you if I told you I didn't have this in the kitchen and I wasn't just staring at it because it looks so freaking amazing. But here we go. So my big thing is I want to see if it handles like the Supermoto, because the Supermoto handles amazing. Oh, and it does. Because for some reason the Promoto MX, the motocross one, it got a little wobbly whenever you did wheelies, where this one, oh, the front brake is good too. I have the front brake adjusted. Oh God, so good. The tires are awesome. It's leading really well. Oh, this thing is so sweet. And it's freaking pink. Look at that. Oh, wheelies galore. All right, let me see how good my front brake is, because I can actually turn my brake up. Let's turn the brake up and see what happens. All right, turn the brake up. Wheel it out. Here we go. Maybe I'll endo. Nope. Okay, now I have the brake turned all the way up. You can hear it skidding for sure. No, I can't endo. Dang it. Why won't it endo? I want it to endo. Oh, it's so good though. Yeah, I guess I just don't have it adjusted that much. But it's not bad at all. Oh, I want to adjust the brake even more. So to adjust the brake, you basically pull the side panel off, and you can just basically adjust where the cam is. Oh, it's so much more stable than the Supermoto though. I mean, this is the Promoto though. The wheelies are nice and stable, handles really, really well. It's exactly what I wanted, and it's beautiful. All right, I gotta get more shots of it during the day because it's kind of dark out here, but I had to drive it tonight because it just looks so freaking cool. And I wanna adjust the brakes even more. It still brakes okay. It's just not what I want it to be. Yeah, we're gonna adjust the brake more and then drive it tomorrow. All right, it's a new day, but a beautiful day. My goodness, it's freaking just amazing outside right now. Okay, I'm gonna take this stuff off, the driver off, and show you how to adjust the brake because it's actually really easy. So there's this pin, this little pin right here. It holds this gigantic pin that goes in his back, and then you can just lift this off. And then this just turns. This little piece right here just kind of turns, and you can lift his legs off. Sometimes he's on the pegs pretty good, so you gotta kind of play with his feet a little bit. There you go. And then the bottom half of his body comes off. And then the only trick with the brake is you have to have standard drivers. So let's take this off. Not that the entire bike needs standard drivers, just the little cam to adjust the brake. My freaking electric screwdriver I left at the warehouse, so needless to say we're at home. We're going old school. Even using my old school ProTech tools. What you know about that? They don't sell these anymore. These are like antiques. Still great tools though. All right, there is your brake. So to adjust your brake, you basically just take this down. There you go, there's that little cam. And then I am going to use an 050. You back the set screw off on your cam. And you can basically, you can barely see it, but you can basically shift this cam up, which I just did. I probably need to shift it up a little more than that, but yeah, we're gonna shift it up just a smidge more than that. So when you shift this up, you just gotta make sure you can grab this. Actually, I'm probably gonna get a tool to grab it a little bit better. I don't know how come all my tools disappear. It's kids, I'm telling you, kids. All right, now we're gonna give it a little test before we close up the side panel there. I'm gonna turn the brake down to like mid. So my guess, after sleeping on it, my guess is the reason why my brake, after I adjusted it, it went really, I guess, weak after I installed it, is because there was some kind of like some small shards of metal on those brake pads. They're metal brake pads, and I think they just need to be worn in. So that's my guess. So we're just gonna hit the brake here. Oh yeah, there's definitely good amount of brake there for sure. Let's see if we turn it up. I still feel like I could adjust it even more. Actually, I am going to adjust it even more because I want my brake to be pretty hardcore if I want it to be hardcore. It's a lot easier when you have a set of pliers that's pulling this wire down. Oh man, that's actually a lot. Okay, that's a lot. We're gonna test it with this and see how it goes. I can always dial it back. All right, she's all back together. We're just gonna test it out in my front yard because we're here. Oh, it definitely brakes really well. Oh God, so awesome. It turns so well. Wheelies. Oh yeah, that brakes really well. Okay, I'm gonna turn the brake. I don't need it to endo, but I like to see the front brake working, so we're just gonna adjust the front brake a little bit here. Oh yeah, that's good. I love it, guys. Let me just make sure the old brake. Oh yeah. Wish you can turn it down a little bit. It's a lot of brake. I just wheelied out of there. Dude, these things are so freaking awesome. It's pretty bad when it's a bad thing when you catch too much speed because you want to hold that wheelie forever. Oh my God. So freaking cool. Watch how long I can ride this wheelie. I mean, it has wheelie mode, so. Stops really well. Oh. Oh my God. I love this little thing. The pink looks so good. And it does handle just like a Supermoto. So there you go. You want your Promoto to handle like a Supermoto? That's all you gotta do. Put the foot pegs on there. Actually, I did a lot. I put the foot pegs on there, put the lean bar wheels on there, put the wheels and tires on there. Actually, that's pretty much it. And then adjusted the front brake. Oh, I love it, guys. I freaking love it.